Right now, there are more countries around the world experiencing violent conflict than have in the last 30 years. And today, global military spending is at an all-time historic high. Now, this violence costs the world over $14 trillion annually and affects the lives of hundreds of millions of children. The United Nations works tirelessly to try to address this, but the UN has been struggling for decades to overcome its own political and structural challenges and to reorient its work beyond mere crisis management to make building and sustaining peace its priority. Now, the scientific community should be able to help us learn to sustain peace, but we face two obstacles to this. First, we don't know much about sustainably peaceful societies because they're rarely studied. Humans study mostly the things they fear: cancer and depression and war. And so we've mostly studied peacemaking and peace building in the context of war. But the fact is that there are hundreds of sustainably peaceful communities around the world that we can learn from if we take them seriously. Second, an increasingly complex, connected, and changing world, our primary ways of problem solving and leading are still painfully slow and overly simplistic. How we understand and respond to peace and conflict in our emerging world needs to mirror the pace and complexity and volatility of this new reality. So we at the Earth Institute at Columbia University have brought together a top team of scientists with diverse areas of expertise to use new emerging technologies in order to develop new ways to understand and build and sustain peace. We're working in 5 ways. First, we're gathering together all the relevant science on peace in one place and developing a view of how it functions together as a complex system. This entails synthesizing and modeling the findings from hundreds of studies on dozens of variables to understand one simple dynamic: how to increase the chances that members of in-groups treat members of out-groups positively and inclusively versus negatively and exclusively. That's it. The more positive reciprocity and the less negative reciprocity between groups, the more sustainable our peace. Second, we're taking sustainably peaceful societies seriously by studying and analyzing hundreds of case studies on peaceful societies in order to learn and validate and refine our understanding of how they sustain peace. Then, we're translating our understanding into mathematical equations and computer simulations of these societies to learn how the many variables we are gathering from science interact and function together as a system to sustain peace. Fourth, we're developing new ways of measuring patterns and trends in communities that are relevant to peace, that may allow for real-time tracking of risks and opportunities for communities. And finally, we're engaging directly with peaceful communities. This has entailed holding dialogues between our scientists and local community stakeholders around the world. Here, the scientists mostly listen and learn and ask questions and at times offer insights from science for possibly exploring new pathways for peace. World peace is possible. It exists today in pockets around the world, and it's time we take these societies seriously and invest a fraction of what we spend on war on understanding and promoting peace.